If you have a composting or lavio toilet and have no need of a black tank, here is an option to use the space under the front dinette seat.
I'm going to attempt to make a video about how I made those little shelves to fit in the bottom of the trailer. You have to make them in pieces. So there's like a bunch of pieces and they have to go together somehow. So they have to come up with ways to latch them, And I ran out of material, this material here, that was used to, it's just more rugged, so this is just wood. But you have to make them in little pieces, see? So they all go together. And the bottom has little legs on it, so it fits the contour of the trailer. And see that like that, so this sits over here like this. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's that, and I'll show you what it looks like in the trailer when I get there. I'm out in the trailer, and so this is where the valve used to be. I made a little piece of out of that plastic wood stuff. I made a plug, because this is the valve. I just left it in here in case you ever want to put it back in. So that thing sat here and stuck up in the middle of the way of everything. And I don't know if you can see what I mean, but that's how that did. And then the line, I stuck it to the wall. This is the cable. It used to come right across the middle of the thing and tie to it. So it took up this space. Plus there was a hose that came out of here, which was the line to flush the black water tank, which sits right here. So these lines were here. This was here. A lot of these wires were just bunched up, so it was just a lot of extra room in here that was wasted. And then I put glued little blocks along the wall, as you can see, with Bondo along here, along the wall here. And then this little piece I put here, right here, goes along the pipe, and I bondoed little blocks on the wall, and I put screws into the blocks on both sides. So the floor sits on here, then sits in here. And you'll see that I had to make it in a bunch of little pieces because to get it to fit is kind of tough. So I'm back. I'm going to attempt to show you how this goes in. So this piece goes in like this, and you have to really work it in to get it to lay in there like this. And I can't hold the phone and do it all at one time, but you wiggle it in and you can get that piece in. And then I put two screws which go into this wooden block that hold this floor down. So now you got to put this little piece in here that goes in and covers this up so junk doesn't fall in the back. And it's you got to use two hands. I don't think I can do it holding the phone, but that fits in here and locks into place. Yeah, I have to put the phone down to do it, but you get the idea. And I'll show you after it's in. But that piece basically ends up in there. So now I got the piece in. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all in there. And that's this little piece down in the back wall here stops the junk from going in the front of the trailer. And then this little thing is screwed in with two screws. And then I got to get the other piece that goes in. See, this is legitimately the trailer. So here's my other piece. Two pieces actually. So this comes in, and this drops in this way, like that. And then just work it in. See? And then you gotta fit the wires, get that in. That piece is in there. Then we go across the trailer, and we get the other piece. And then this one goes in this way, like this, and it just lives there. That's it. So now you got a nice storage space. I know it's black and hard to see, but that's it. Hope this helps. Bye. I figured out how to get the light to come on. But anyways, here's it with some junk in it. So you can kind of see, it gives you quite a bit of space. I mean, it actually gives you a lot of space. Originally was going to put the cat litter box in here and cut a hole in here and put a door. But he likes to go in the cellar. So that's the way it's going to be. See ya.